Supporting teen moms and moms. Sheree Royster. There has been, over the years, many women who have children. The numbers have increased greater as the years come and go by. The percentage of births to unmarried women has steadily increased in the past few decades, from 5.3% in 1960 to 36.8% in 2005. Women who give birth outside of marriage tend to be more disadvantaged than their married co-partners, both before and after having a non-marital birth. Unmarried mothers generally have lower incomes, lower educational levels, and greater dependence on welfare assistance than do married mothers. Economic disadvantage may even extend into old age, with women who are single mothers for a period of at least 10 years during their life at greater risk of being poor at ages of 65 through 75. In addition, women who have a non-marital birth have reduced marriage prospects when compared with single women without children. But you may ask, how can we stop this, or is there a way to make these numbers rise as these single moms? There is helping them become more educated, providing more job opportunities for these women, and childcare. The government will be helping with assistance, but it doesn't have to last these women their whole life. Providing them with housing help and necessities to get on their own in a successful life can happen. The good of helping them will decrease the numbers of welfare assistance once these women get on the track they need to support their children and themselves. Let's start to look at why they should have help with education. A higher education can improve and promote these women in having a better paying job. Education is very hard to obtain without help, but by helping support more funding for these women to get a degree, there will be many more women that can get a job. The types of job that can make enough for them to support themselves physically without the help of the government. This could lead to a lesser number of moms being on welfare in their future as well as their children. Many of the government assistance is for getting jobs, and any jobs at that, but not about education. Education is important though for the single mothers to get higher paying jobs. Lawmakers are blinded by the fact that there are a lot of single mothers who are struggling at their work only to gain a little salary that is not even enough for them to meet the needs of their child. Good thing, new policies are submitted that will address the need for education of single mothers. This will counter the welfare reforms that promote work for the sake of having work and disregarding education. Education is truly an important factor in landing to a higher paying job. Obviously, single mothers who have a stable job earn more. They are also the ones who are provided with health care benefits and insurance through their employers. Through these opportunities, they are more likely to leave the poverty behind. Usually, single mothers who are successful in leaving poverty are professionals and those who have adept knowledge in the technical field. Single mothers who are in the field of production are less likely to leave poverty, but this field is the one that is being promoted and encouraged by the welfare reform programs. Single mothers working in the field of production are also those who are not educated or did not receive a higher form of education. This education is really helpful in the success of single mothers. What about the child care for those who don't have someone to watch their children while the mothers try to make a difference? Daycare can be expensive for a family with two working contributing parents. Meeting daycare costs may be even more difficult for a single mom who is responsible for all or most of the daycare fees. Paying for daycare can be a catch-22 situation. Some moms can't afford childcare, as paying for it consumes much of the income she needs for necessities. However, she can't work without reliable childcare. Fortunately, there are places a mom can turn to for help. Childcare, in fact, can be a huge burden on single mothers, both because they have no partner to pitch in, but also because of the sheer costs associated with For many, finding and sustaining paid work is dependent on the availability of a good quality child care that is affordable and available at times when they need it. The government has made great strides in child care and early education provision. The Child Care Act 2006, which built the government's 10-year child care strategy, improved access to child care for working parents and requires local authorities to assess the local child care market to ensure there is sufficient child care for working parents. This is something that we need to support and continue to help get these moms more availability to go out and get what they need to do and get done for the future of their children and themselves. How about the housing for these women, making them available to live on their own with their children in a stable home? Why should we help this? Why might this be important to this country? Women with children constitute the largest subgroup of homeless families. It is estimated that women represent as much as 50% of the homeless population in the United States, and that the fastest growing segment of the homeless population is female-headed families. In some regions of the U.S., it is believed that 70 to 85% of all homeless families are headed by women. It is possible to identify three subgroups of homeless women: women that have a dependent child, mentally ill, and runaway teenage girls. Women, as compared to men, are also much more likely to use emergency shelters as opposed to using makeshift sleeping arrangements in such places as the street, in vacant buildings, and in encampments. Reasons for this include the greater susceptibility to predatory violence that women face on the streets, the greater difficulties involved in caring for children in such conditions. When there are children present, they perceive threat of losing them to forced foster care placements. The type of shelter facilities available to women may vary widely. The living arrangements are primarily congregated dormitory-style sleeping facilities. Among women staying in shelters, a disproportionate number of them are either pregnant or obtained a small child. Pregnancy and small children place additional stress on any woman's housing, financial, and social resources, and this may serve as a reason to seek a shelter bed. Pregnant women often remain vulnerable to relapsing into homelessness after exiting shelters, especially when they have limited social support networks. Young homeless mothers face some of the bleakest economic circumstances of any segment of the U.S. population. Teen moms are at greater risk of being unemployed and becoming long-term welfare dependent. The children of these young women are faced with similar dire prospects for educational and economic attainment, and for breaking the cycle of poverty. Coupled with the effects of young unwed motherhood, the plight of homelessness offers an even greater threat to these young women and their children. Homelessness and residential instability are more generally led to disruption of health care and other services these families need, and the educational and employment-related achievements of these women. Some have called for the establishment of the national network of Second Chances homes that would offer young welfare mothers an opportunity to turn their lives around. These are crucial and important factors of not only the lives of these moms, but of the whole United States. If we have less helping getting these women on their feet, and we have lesser chances of decreasing the welfare costs. Helping will change the new generations to come and breaking the cycle that was set before. It gives out more opportunities and saves the country as well.